Belladonna, also known as dwale, black cherry root, or deadly nightshade, or even wolfsbane, is commonly thought of only as a curative for lycanthropy. If an afflicted character eats a sprig of belladonna within an hour of a lycanthrope's attack, they can attempt to shake off the affliction, and so one can instead take the leaf prematurely if anticipating such an attack. Also, the leaf is supposed to be reasonably fresh as well, picked within the last week. What Alhelor didn't mention, and not implemented here in the game anyway, is that belladonna is toxic. Normally it would sap the strength of characters with poor fortitude by as much as 18 points.
Fair enough.
And since we're talking about were creatures...
Done and done.
I just wanted to mention that wolfwares, as we've seen on the Isle of Balduran, are absent from 3rd edition. Wolfwares, jackalweres, and the like were animals which assumed human form. Antherions, for lack of a better term. They passed on their condition through offspring, not bite, were vulnerable to cold iron, not silver, and the two species didn't get along at all. Lilly's surprised to find a paying lodger, though he doesn't look like he's earned 5 coin in his life. If Lilly had to guess, the innkeeper was likely only trying to swindle her. Having seen the Alliance Arms Inn, she can't imagine what the Jack and the Saber is like, the only other tavern in town. If Volo himself said one can afford to miss it, then Lilly most certainly can. The first captain had mentioned the Many-Starred Cloak Mages Guild had established an enclave here in Port Llast. Well, surely they understand the discerning and demanding tastes of self-respecting wizards, and should have lodging available for a fellow cloak wizard at least. She thought she heard something splash, but upon inspection only glistening, only copper, but not worthless. In the distance at the corner of a house is a beautiful young woman with shoulder-length blonde hair, and she's beaming at Lilly.
Why, hello, my lady. You must be one of the new adventurers in town.
Or here's Shaldrissa Dothwintyl, a beautiful lass. I'm so excited to see that a woman of determined personality can get ahead in this world. Yeah, because Lilly telling her to never settle for less. Oh, I so agree. It's so marvelous to meet someone with such a deep understanding of the problems in life. My name is Shaldrissa. What do they call a bold adventuress like you? Yeah, I guess telling her a little less youthful exuberance. Oh, I know, I get carried away. It's just that this town is so dull and stifling. It's exciting to meet someone interesting like you. Well, I think she can understand not probably being quite so happy in this provincial setting, but asking anyway. Yeah. Are you kidding? This is a dead zone. There's nothing to do here. I can hardly wake up without yawning from boredom. Alright, I think she's gonna at least ask some questions. I pretty much know everything that goes on in town. Not that there's much to know. They're asking if anything unusual is going on. In this town? I just told you. Nothing ever happens here. Or telling Lilly that she could actually get on a boat and go west. Alright. Lilly can sympathize with the poor girl, and can barely imagine how she's managed to live her entire life in this miserable place. Shaldrissa is the daughter of the first captain, not Kendrack, but the original first captain killed in the Sahuagin invasion, First Captain Haeromos Dothwintyl. He was a retired stonemason who loved good food, good spirits, and dashing clothes. It is indeed Eltoora Sarptyl from the Cloaktower.
Welcome to the shop, as I like to say. I am Eltoora Sarptyl, and a finer collection of wares you are not apt to find.
Of course, this is the same Eltoora from the Many-Starred Cloaktower in Neverwinter. So I guess presumably they sell equipment here as well. Why, I sell only the finest assortment of magical goods. Truly, you find no better collection than mine. Alas, I don't show my rare and valuable goods to just anyone who's curious. To look at the goods, you must give me a magical reagent. Ask if Lilly has anything that might interest her. I think she's shocked that it's not good enough to be a cloak wizard. Of course, she has some, but these are hers. She wasn't willing to give these up. My shop, my rules, if you'll excuse me for saying so. I think, asking what other reagents she might accept. I'm always looking for good stuff, but there's a specific list. Fire beetle's belly, bonag's tooth, Rakshas's eye, slot's tongue, skeleton's knuckle, quartz crystal fenberries, fairy dust, or silk glands of an ettercap. Fenberry sounds like the least expensive option, probably. Alright. She'll have to find something then. Alright, asking if the guild has any work. Well, I do indeed have a task for you. How do you feel about recovering some old tomes for me? Sounds interesting. The best way that I can explain their purpose with brevity is to compare them with recipe books. These books explain the crafting of magical items. If you return these books to me, I'll allow you to use them to make your own creations. That certainly interests her. Alright. Otherwise, she could offer a suitable reward. Alright, asking more about these books. Scattered about the region are the 5 tomes of ancient Imaskar. I want you to find these tomes, and return them here to me. I'll reward you far beyond the value of the books. That you can be certain. The 5 tomes are the tomes of Resonance, Life, Death, Ice, and Fire. Alright. Asking if she knows where any of them might be, starting with the Tome of Fire. My scrying attempts reveal that it's far to the south, but I can't see where specifically. It would make sense that the tome was within the Charwood, though I know not why. That realm resists my scrying. You're probably wondering if that's related to Aaron Gen's lack of intelligence. But he's presumably not using arcane means. I don't know. Alright, asking about the Tome of Ice. Near here, but to the south, you'll find a tower. Within that tower, you shall find the Tome of Ice. Of course, the owner of the tower is a powerful wizard in his own right, and you should be cautious in your approach. That's, I think, doubly interesting as far as potential plunder from a wizard's tower. Okay. To the south, so that's 2 of them. Asking about the Tome of Life. The tome was in the possession of Brother Taurus, a member of the Arcane Brotherhood. I had planned to buy it from him, but he died before I had the chance. I checked around when I heard he was dead, but it wasn't amongst his personal possessions. The only place I haven't searched yet is his tomb. Simply haven't had the time. Of course, Lilly knows who the Arcane Brotherhood is, but I think she'll ask for our benefit. Yeah. They're located in Luskan, and they're the true power in that city. Their ruthless tactics are infamous, and the only thing that has stopped them from major expansion is the constant infighting and bickering they do. Alright, so asking where this tomb is. I'd imagine he has his own mausoleum outside the city walls of Luskan. Alright, so that'd be to the north. Just be careful. Brother Taurus was a powerful wizard and might have some deadly traps or guardians protecting his tomb from grave robbers. Sounds like she'd have to bring her holy defender. Or ask him about the Tome of Death. Along with the Tome of Fire and the Charwood. Alright. I guess lastly, about the Tome of Resonance. She scried its location to be taken east into the Neverwinter Wood. Alright. So, scattered all about, just like the escaped prisoners and the boys afflicted with lycanthropy. Alright. I wish you a good evening, madam. My shop, my rules. Lilly can't believe Eltoora would stoop to exploit a fellow cloak wizard. Exposed for the petty tyrant she really is. No matter. She at least took the Neverwinter Zoo wolf's hide and said an apprentice will prepare a spellbook. Something about guild member privileges. Otherwise, Lilly's quite excited to find the ancient Imaskar tomes. The Imaskar Empire stretched over modern-day Thay, Mulhorand, and Unther.
Fair enough.
The Empire dominated the Hordelands some 4,000 years ago in the barren wasteland now known as the Raurin Desert. Hence, it's also known as the Raurin Empire. Though Roushoum, the language of the Imaskari, is a dead one, and would likely require the use of a comprehend language's spell to decipher. The Empire was renowned for its magical lore, though they distrusted priests and gods, and to such an extent that the Empire's artificers would often erect clever spell wards and arcane traps to protect imperial treasures that would unleash arcane damage proportionate to the amount of divine energy released in an area. Over the bluff is what looks like an elven brother of nature. Lilly will have to see if he trades in boots, like Nyatar did, though they'll have to wait till tomorrow, when they visit the other merchants in town.